Oh, hello there. I'm Bilchan.
I'm Nimikung.
I'm Banchan.
In this class, I'll read to all of you Chapter 9, Section 1 of Jane Eyre, an Autobiography.
As.
Jane Eyre, an Autobiography. Brontë. Chapter 9, Section 1. About the privations, or rather the hardships, of Aloud. Spring drew on. She was indeed already come. The frosts of winter had ceased. Its snows were melted. Its cutting winds ameliorated. My wretched feet, flayed and swollen to lameness by the sharp air of January, began to heal and subside under the gentler breathings of April. Our veins. We could now enjoy the play our past in the garden. Sometimes on a sunny day it began even to be pleasant and genial, and a greenness grew over those brown beds, which, freshening daily, suggested the thought that hope traversed them at night, and left each morning brighter traces of her steps. Flowers peeped out amongst the leaves. Snowdrops, crocuses, purple auriculas, and golden-eyed pansies. On Thursday afternoons, half-holidays, we now took walks, and found still sweeter flowers opening by the wayside. Under the hedges, I discovered, too, that a great pleasure, an enjoyment which the horizon only bounded, lay all outside the high and spike-guarded walls of our garden. This pleasure consisted in prospect of noble summits girding a great hill hollow, rich in verdure and shadow, in a bright beck, full of dark stones and sparkling it is. Sky of winter, stiffened in frost, on those purple peaks. Beck. That beck itself was then a torrent, turbid and curbles. It tore us under the wood, and sent a raving sound through the air, often thickened with wild rain or whirling sleet. And for the first on its banks, that showed only ranks of skeletons, April advanced to me. A bright, serene May it was. Days of blue sky, placid sunshine, and soft west and southern gales filled up its duration. And now vegetation matured with vigour. Aloud shook loose its tresses. It became all green, all flowery. Its great elm, and oak skeletons were restored to majestic life. Willow plants sprang up profusely in its recesses. Unnumbered varieties of moss filled its hollows, and it made a strange ground sunshine out of the wealth of its wild primrose plants. Lustre. All this I enjoyed often and fully, for unwatched, and almost alone. For this unwonted liberty and pleasure there was a cause, to which it now becomes my task to advert. Have I not described a pleasant sight for it when I speak of it as bosomed in hill and wood, and rising from the verge of a stream? Assuredly, pleasant enough, but whether healthy or not is another question. That first dull, where Aloud lay, was the cradle of fog and fog-bred pestilence, which, quickening with the quickening spring, crept into the orphan asylum, breathed typhus through its crowded schoolroom and dormitory, and then Eyre arrived, transformed the seminary into an hospital. Semi-starvation and neglected calls had predisposed most of the pupils to receive infection. 45 out of 80 girls lay ill at one time. Classes were broken up. Rules relaxed. The few who continued to were allowed almost unlimited license. And had it been otherwise, no one had leisure to watch or restrain them. Miss Temple's whole attention was absorbed by the patients. She lived in the sick room, never quitting it except to snatch a few hours' rest at night, willing to remove them from the seat of contagion. Many, already smitten, went home only to die. Some died at school, and were buried quietly and quickly, the nature of the malady forbidding delay. While disease had thus become an inhabitant of Aloud, and death its frequent visitor, while there was gloom and fear within its walls, while its rooms and passages steamed with hospital smells, the drug and the pastel striving vainly to overcome the phobia of mortality. That bright May shone clouded over the bold hills and beautiful woodland out of doors. It's gardened, too, blowed with flowers. Hollyhocks had sprung up tallest trees. The leaves had opened. Tulips and roses were in bloom. The borders of the little beds were gay with pink thrift and crimson dimpled daisies. The sweet briars gave out, morning and evening, their scent of spice and apples. And these fragrant treasures were all useless for most of the mates of Aloud. A coughing, Ate, and the rest who continued well, enjoyed fully the beauties of the scene and season. They let us ramble in the wood, like gypsies, from morning till night. We did what we liked, went where we liked. We lived better too. Mr. Brocklehurst and his family never came near Aloud now. Household matters were not scrutinised in tow. The cross housekeeper was gone, driven away by the fear of infection. Her successor, who had been matron at the Loughton dispensary, and used to the ways of her new abode, provided with comparative liberality. Besides, there were fewer to feed. The sick could eat little. Our breakfast basins were better filled. When there was no time to prepare a regular dinner, which often happened, she would give us a large piece of cold pie, or a thick slice of bread and cheese, and this we carried away with us to the wood, where we each chose the spot we liked best, and dined sumptuously. My favourite seat was a smooth and broad stone, rising white and dry from the very middle of the beck, and only to be got at by wading through the water, a feat I accomplished barefoot. The stone was just broad enough to accommodate comfortably either girl and me. At that time I chose comrade Miriam Wilson, a shrewd, observant personage, whose society I took pleasure in. To be continued.